Tyberus, the Red Wake, one of the most feared, one of the most vicious Astartes that the Imperium has serving at this current time. He is the chapter master of the Carcharodons, aka the Space Sharks, but something has gone badly wrong. There has been an assassination attempt on the chapter master that has left him gravely wounded. Now, this is taken from the short story called A Tithe of Shadows. It's actually attached to the limited edition book called Void Exile, a part of the Carcharodon book series. It just hasn't been put out in print yet, separately, because Black Library likes to do these kind of things. But in this story, it's all about the Carcharodons going to a Mechanicus world to get the Tithe from them. And in that Tithe, there's an assassination attempt on Tiberius where he is gravely wounded. Now, I personally think that this is building up to a bigger story that is involving the Carcharodons, which could lead to the Carcharodons to getting some love on the tabletop via models and, of course, in more of the narrative sense. Now, if you've been following what I've been talking about previously on this channel, is that the Maelstrom book, the latest narrative to end this edition, there is a hint that the Ordo Astartes has contacted the Carcharodon chapter to seek their aid about some of the other chapters they fought against in the Badab War being reinforced by Primaris Marines. On top of that, you've got other little things like Space Marine 2. Their brand new update this month is going to release Carcharodon armor, which looks absolutely bloody amazing. Again, small little breadcrumbs that may lead us back to the village, and hopefully we will bask in the glory of a brand new Tiberius the Red Wake model. Now, before we really go down there and start discussing everything, I just briefly want to go over the story and explain what happened so we're all on the same page. Now, during a routine tithe for the Carcharodons in the Outer Dark and the Mechanicus Forge world, Tiberius comes under attack by a Chaos Assassination Attempt. Basically, what happens while the Carcharodons are meeting the Adeptus Mechanicus on this world, they exchange some war gear, some technology. You know, resources are very, very scarce in the Outer Dark, as we've discussed and stuff like that. Now, the Mechanicus Ruststalker bodyguards suddenly go rogue and start attacking the Carcharodons. In this, Tiberius is gravely wounded. He's brought down. His Terminator armor is ripped apart. Now, this leads to an investigation of, like, why the Ruststalkers went rogue. And the librarian, a part of the Carcharodons, actually discovers that it wasn't just them trying to attack the Carcharodons, it was the Ruststalkers with Chaos influence trying to take down Tiberius the Red Wake. He was the main target. These assassins keep getting sent to Tiberius even when he's trying to recover in, like, some of these forbidden recovery pools on the planet. So the librarian, along with the Carcharodons, hunt down whoever did this. It turned out to be a rogue tech priest who did it, who's been corrupted by Chaos, who was sending these Ruststalkers after Tiberius. There's this great scene where Tiberius actually emerges from the tunnels. Like, even though he's battered, he's bruised, he's literally on the verge of death, but he still comes out swinging. And it's like, this is why they fear Tiberius the Red Wake. It's basically just one badass thing. But Tiberius is gravely wounded at this point. They still take the Tithe, of course, because of the Carcharodons, and they replace, like, what was lost and stuff. But Tiberius is technically still very, very badly injured. Now, this is where we start going down the theory hole, which could lead into something big. And I'm trying to connect these stories in some way from the Maelstrom book, which the Ordo Astartes has kind of contacted the Carcharodons, because in that story, what's happened is that the Executioners, the Mantis Warriors, and the Lamenters, on their Pennant Crusade, they weren't allowed to recruit, and they were basically just doomed to die. But Guilliman has overwritten that now. They have the Primaris gene seed, they've restocked, they've reinforced themselves, and Guilliman has ordered them into the Maelstrom to hunt for Huron Blackheart. The Ordo Astartes don't like this because they think they're going to side with Huron Blackheart again, and Huron Blackheart numbers are going to be bolstered. So the Ordo Astartes, the Inquisitor, sent a message to the Outer Dark to say, hey, we're going to need your help just in case this may go wrong. And I'm thinking, what if Huron Blackheart has got this message, or don't know, it's been decoded and he managed to read it, and he's trying to take down Tyberus. He knows what Tyberus is. He knows he's vicious. He knows he's brutal. He knows the power of the Carcharodons, aka the space sharks, right? So to basically stop the Carcharodons, you cut the head off the snake. What if he sent the chaos shenanigans to that Mechanicus Forge world to try and take out Tyberus, to stop him coming to the Maelstrom, so maybe he can try and influence the Mantis warriors, the Lamenters, and the Executioners to try and join him and boost his forces. I don't think those chapters would, because they're fully loyal to the Imperium, especially the Executioners. They're the sons of Rogel Dawn, and there's never been a son of Rogel Dawn that has turned traitor. Never. Ever has that happened. But yes, I think there could be some type of link there with the chaos stuff and that message. Maybe that's just me. That's my foil theory on that one. But I think that would be a really cool connection, which then could lead into a brand new narrative of, like, basically Badab 2.0, Electric Boogaloo, right? All in the Maelstrom, all fighting again. I think that could be absolutely fantastic. And again, I keep saying, I think that this could be leading to Carcharodon-esque type of models. If not like a Carcharodon like upgrade kit, then definitely something for the Chapter Master, because I do have a theory that next edition, 11th edition, we're going to see a lot of second founding Chapter love. I've been hearing Crimson Fist stuff, there's Raptor stuff, right? What if the Carcharodons are a part of that? You get like a new Pedro Cantor, you get the new Raptor Chapter Master, you get Tiberius, the Red Wake, right? Maybe the Minotaurs are involved in that. Some of these big chapters, these fan chapters, could be getting some love. And I think the fans of Space Marines who collect Space Marines would love to see something like this. Because, of course, a lot of these characters used to have models a part of the Forge World line or the GW line, but they've just been left outside in the rain, and they're just not there. You can't buy them anymore unless you get them from like recast sites and stuff like that. So I personally think it'd be really fantastic if GW gives some love back to those chapters who have these massive fan bases and give them a little bit more love. That's my take on it anyway. I thought the short story was absolutely fantastic. It's not really new lore because Void Exile was released some time ago, but of course this short story hasn't been published. It hasn't really been spoken about because it was attached to the limited edition, and they didn't make a lot of the limited edition books for this Void Exile thing. So technically it is new lore, but it's not new lore as in like it's just come out this type of week. But yes, Tyberus, greatly wounded. I'm sure he's got to recover. Could this be one of the reasons why maybe he goes into a Primaris Marine? Because he's maybe greatly wounded, and the only way to like save him potentially is to take the Primaris treatment. We've seen it happen before. That's how you can cure yourself if you're like on the cusp of death. Go into a Dreadnought or become a Primaris Marine. It happened with Ventress, right? The death of Euro Ventress, that book. Like, he got the Primaris treatment because he was about to die. Does it make sense to you? Is that what they're building up to? Let me know down in the comment section down below, and we can have a nice little chin wag down there as we always do. See y'all. Have a great day, evening, night, way around the world, and bye-bye.